So I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before. I was venting to myself because I was just sick of mad bullshit. Sick of the noise I was hearing. Like literally, I be telling my guy, like when that shit is off the TV, I could literally still hear y'all networks. And some of this shit is just whack. And you know who I think? I think my kid's father's cousin. Dumb bitch. That bitch set me up with the network, with the cable vision network for an interview during the time I wasn't even ready for no fucking interviews. So I didn't get the position. I think I mentioned this in one of my previous videos. I just can't remember what title. I would have added it in the description box, but that bitch set me up during my highest moments. Like when you smoking so much, but it don't look like you're high anymore. It's just that you needed to make sure your internal is put together and calm and shit. Cause motherfuckers out here is trying you. That was where I was at. It wasn't even on some I'm giggling, I'm laughing. No, it was on some I need to center my insides. Like I need to center my inner thoughts and everything and all this extra shit. But everything around me was so loud that if you smoked as much as I used to smoke, you wouldn't even handle yourself out in these streets. So, and this is when I was in New York. And so I could she made it look like she was offering this job position to help me. But in reality, with all the shit that I know today, I feel like she set me up. I feel like she knew that all of this was going to transpire, whether she was a witch then or it wasn't. I feel like between her and her family, because my kid's father's mother is her aunt, so I feel like within them and that little circle of bonchincheras, I feel like whether this was already set up, like his attorney admitted one time, this shit was around 2016. 6 years calculating from when she mentioned 6 years, and my kids haven't been gone for 6 years. It's been about 5 now. And when she said 6 years, that was initially when my petition was already being reviewed and shit. One of our first sessions. So it's like, bitch, 6 years when? Like, what are you talking about? And that shit stuck in my head. And I'm like, oh shit, well, if she's correct, then that means it was already planned. He was already planning to take my kids away. And for what? Because I was copping marijuana from the next man, boy, bye. He's just as pussy as you are. So at the end of the day, I'm trying to figure out why did they do this to me? Why they let this happen to me? She called herself trying to offer me the job position at where she works. She works at Cable Vision, so sometimes I be bugging. If that bitch pull up to work high, then I hear the shit. You get what I'm saying? Like I used to smoke with the bitch, so obviously, if you know about sites and all that shit, then you know if one of your peoples is high somewhere, you can hear that shit. No matter what the fuck is going on with you or what you're doing, you can hear that shit, and vice versa. Except no one wants to admit that shit because then it's mental problems, psych wards, and all this extra shit. But then she knew I wasn't ready. She knew I wasn't gonna get the position. She was not really supportive. She called me like a day before the fucking interview. What is there to practice? That's what the whole practice comes about. So, with that being said, she already had a plan B, and this was her plan B. She had a toddler at the time, a female toddler. And what the fuck is we gonna do with a female toddler? I used to tell my kids. But I'm great at babysitting. That's why I am how I am. I'm beautiful at babysitting, except at that time I didn't want no extra kids. I was just vibing between me and my kids. Like, why you don't have your babysitter yet? You older than me. You had your life all planned out. You went to school. You got your parents up in Maryland. What's up? Why they not why they wasn't babysitting for you? Why I gotta do it? Who knows if this bitch left me out of work on purpose so that I could babysit for the bitch? That's how trifling these motherfuckers are. So with that being said, I was venting yesterday because of all the noise I was hearing. And so lately, on and off, I've been watching this Latino show that comes on I think, Telemundo. It's called The Famous House. It's kind of like The Real World, but like PG-13. So they got some new members on there, some new cast members. Now, technically, this show is eliminating folks. So how you start eliminating half the cast, and then all of a sudden you want to add new folks. So I've been staring at this chick and she looks mad familiar. She got contacts in. She a little dark. She pale as shit. And I'm like, I used to watch novellas when I was younger with my parents and shit. And there was a specific one that I used to like to watch because it was like the kids' version of Rebelde. So on there looks like Luz Clarita is on there. You remember Luz Clarita, that novela? Little girl with like pigtails and shit. Kind of like a Latina version of Shirley, like a Shirley Temple type of chick. I suspect it's her, but that's not neither here nor there. The thing is, she got like boobs and her stomach is in and her ass is out, and she over there dealing with a little breakup with a little ex. I think the ex came back in the house, if not yesterday, the day before. And so I thought that was weird because I just mentioned in my video the day before I saw that how that real estate job was a little setup for me, how it was near an elementary school and all this extra shit. My point is, motherfuckers be subbing me in ways and in languages that I can't even believe. Like sometimes when I'm tuned in into the Spanish shit, I'm still getting subbed. When I'm around my family, I'm being subbed in their language. And you know how the English shit goes. But the English shit I can handle. And then it'd be like, as far as verification shit, they verify me in all those ways to make sure it's me. To make sure I'm Mighty Ness. Yes. To make sure I'm Mimi. I'm like, why? Why? What is it to you? You want to verify if it's my household. Half the time I was off the internet, off TV, off everything. But everyone in my house still have cell phones. Everybody in my house still have access to internet. Everyone in my house still have access to TV. And I'm just like, wow. So it's funny how that was just yesterday and the day before, and all of a sudden I get this court document when I should have really got it within 2 weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? No? Cool. But half of these movies, sometimes you forget that in every movie, in every new movie, in every new novela, there will be one that you recognize. Always. It's always. Like I just realized that. I don't usually watch novelas at home. I used to when I was younger. So whatever my mom or whatever whoever is watching TV, I might not know that part. I might not be in tune there or whatever. But if I was, I know I'm being subbed. I know I'm being asked about. I know I'm especially when you're in front of this shit, sometimes scripts change. Whether you want to admit it or not, I'm not saying like you gotta admit it. I'm just saying that's funny how now you coming on. So whoever is your manager, whoever is your public rep, whatever, it's somewhere. Whoever's the director, it's something. You know how long my parents been paying for cable? Like, yeah. And a lot of people don't know that. Because a lot of people live off antennas and Amazon sticks and shit. For the longest, my parents been paying for cable since I was a little girl. And I'll still, if it's something new that I want to watch, I'll probably put it in a cart. I'll probably put it on demand. I'll probably leave it like I'm not gonna watch it that thirsty if it's not that interesting to me. If it's something I could wait for, okay, cool. But if it's something like the next season or the next episode of something I've been watching for the longest, if it's not that, I'm just binge watching some fucking marathon. Here it's Charlie. Back there was Martin. So I raised my kids on certain shows I used to watch as a little girl. So, as a fan, I get tight if your shit wasn't continued. I get tight if they didn't let me watch your shit. I get tight if during that time I had homework. I get tight if I'm not even home because I'm at work. I get tight if I have homework nowadays and I can't watch them. So I know if Bae's not in on time to watch it with me, you're not gonna see me turn on the fucking novella by myself. No, I was raised to watch novellas with either my father or my mother. Then it became just my mother. So if that's not what's going on, I'm not watching no fucking novella. I'm watching the English version of those shits. But for the longest, my kid's father didn't want motherfuckers to know I'm Latina. He rather motherfuckers assume I'm ratchet. I'm black. I'm not saying all black people are ratchet. I'm just saying that's why certain looks was that way. He wasn't motivational at all as far as switching the look up. He rather me a whole natural look versus a me putting my weave in and a wig on. Like, and the fact that I started wearing, I was always wearing weaves. Like, he met me wearing weaves. But when I started wearing wigs, it was because of that damn coworker, bullheaded ass coworker I mentioned in one of my videos. And after that, I realized, why I gotta be the Latina chick wearing wigs because black folks wear wigs? Like, it just didn't feel like, like me until they started coming out with lace wigs. Like, until lace wigs was trending. And little did I know, they always had lace wigs. If you look at some of these actresses from back in the days, they always had lace wigs. These male actors, they always had lace wigs. These Martins, these comedians, they always had lace wigs. Like I mentioned in my previous video, if my shit's like this and I can take it off, I'm snatching that shit off and I'm throwing it somewhere. Even my kids seen that part of me. So my point is, when I seen that actress, whether it is her or it looks like her or whatever, I started thinking about my bilingual class, my childhood. I started thinking like, wow, who would have thought Luz Clarita would put some boobs in and have her ass poking out and be like not wearing the longest dress or the longest skirt? Like, nobody would have thought of that. So I'll be wondering, like, how many bitches in my class back in the day look like her or is even near looking like her? Because at one point I was looking like her. Except my shit is real. And so I don't know if the network put her on there, because she was like around my Selena time. Like when I was on Selena, may she rest in peace. When I was on that used to be my favorite artist back in the day. Selena. That that it's like you putting Selena on and it's like, yep, we got her. Like if it was high school, they would put Nicki on it and set me up on some shit. Like whoever I like, they would use that person to set me up type shit. And it's so sad. I'm not trying to override her shit. I'm just saying it's kind of weird. Talk to your peoples. Double check with your peoples. People won't believe how Latina I am. And I was just filling out a fucking application, and it's asking me, "Are you a Latino, Latina?" I put yes. And then under that, when they ask you that, are you Latino, Latina, white, or black? You put Latina or Latino. And then under, you got the whole race shit. Now they want to be real specific. I usually put I'm Latina and I'm black. Because Garifuna folks, they like to relate themselves as African descent. So I'm black and speak Spanish. and have Latino roots. Except for a minute, you don't see Honduran on the fucking specific list. And then for the longest, I was confused. Like, is it Honduran or Honduran? It's Honduran. So if you see Honduran on a fucking application, click Honduran. Like, what the fuck, Honduran? And then when I try picking black, it's giving you a whole list. Honduran is not on there. So then you either have prefer not to say or I don't know. Tell me all that is not annoying. Oh man. I need Maryland insurance. And I forgot for a minute that I knew my insurance was from New York, but I thought that my insurance could be used everywhere. I forgot that it was specifically New York insurance. But as far as my Medicaid, I thought my Medicaid could be used everywhere. So I just need a Maryland insurance, I guess, to add to my Medicaid, or I don't even know if they have new Medicaid cards, like different Medicaid cards out here. I don't know. And I have to figure all that out. I submitted my application. Um, Hopefully that works out. Um, I'm not sure how much they would charge for labor and delivery. I don't have my books with me. I don't have my ICD-9 books and shit like that with me. And even if I think those prices are not it anymore, I think they're on ICD-10, maybe ICD-11. I don't know. I feel like they should update those ICD books like they do iPhones. Because it makes no sense. I was on ICD-9 back in 2014, 2015. And then around the time my brother passed, I see ICD-10 books. Although they already had ICD-10 coming out around 2015. But anyway, um, please be educated. Please be married. It makes having your baby less stressful. It makes having your baby and planning your family way, way, way less stressful because now you have your education, you have your job, you're married, have those things before thinking about having kids. At first, I thought that having kids at the ages I had kids wasn't too bad. I felt like compared to the older motherfuckers not having kids then, I felt like I had an advantage. In a way, I kind of did. But at the same time, even if you have your advantage, no matter what age you are, there will always be a disadvantage no matter what age you are. There comes your health. Initially, me being pregnant by this dude, I didn't know shit about my health. I had a previous situation, and then after that, I wasn't really like taking care of myself as far as me keeping up to date with my appointments like I should have. It would just be if it's not an emergency, I'm just not there. And I'm still like that sometimes. But I feel like get to know your partner, know their health, know your health. Have great communication about your life, his life, and the baby's life. Do it the right way. I think motherfuckers be annoyed. Motherfuckers pop up and their parents don't know each other. Their parents, are all over the place with shit. Like, and it's true. It is annoying. It's very much annoying. You have goals. Make sure you reach those goals. Just like I was saying in one of my videos, I was just discussing with my guy yesterday how we have goals all of a sudden, to move. He is older than me, and so he wants to already be in his own spot. And I want to contribute to that spot. I want to make sure it's our spot. If you watch any of my previous videos, you would understand why. And I feel like that's how it should be. But you will go through obstacles if you have ratchetness in your life. Like if you have pending previous situations that you got to take care of, that shit can possibly hold you back. You have to make sure you do whatever it is that you got to do to make sure it doesn't. I don't want this motherfucker tainting what I got with his with my in my new relationship with my new shit. Like, I didn't try tainting whatever the fuck he claims to have with his bitch. um it was actually the other way around. Like, this bitch was actually saying me and him should be together during her little breakups or whatever, hiccups or whatever. Bitch, in no way am I about to be with this nigga, young nigga. Remember, you told me he was young nigga. In no way am I about to be with your nigga and he gonna be running back in between me and you. No, I don't know you. A lot of bitches be getting it twisted. They think because I'm bi that I'm with the shits. I'm not. I'm not. One thing would have been if I knew you. One thing is me not knowing you. And I pray to God I don't know you. I really do. I pray to God I've never seen you a day of my life. um, we're trying to figure out what I want to do for my birthday. Thank God it's not like previous occasions where I'm planning my birthday and I gotta think, is his family gonna babysit for me? That's probably why they're trying to get me mad. My birthday pulling up, so they think that if I have to pay more child support, that's gonna fuck up whatever birthday plans I have. Bitch, I'm pregnant. There's not much I can do. So relax. Like, the fuck? I just thought of that. You trying to fuck up my birthday. This is all the time. Either my kids used to get sick, I gotta be in the fucking hospital, all this extra shit. No, no, no. No. Me and my baby is calm and collected. And I thank God. But now we limited on fun shit to do. I told him, you know what? If we can't do this and that, fuck it, I just want to pay my bills. Like, I just want to pay my bills. And that was literally yesterday. To come turn my fucking computer on, check my fucking email, and see that now I have to pay $200 a week. Okay. Okay. I just sent my taxes in on Monday.